So what month are we? January update. Today we've set all the front end up, so all the suspension geometry and stuff like that. So we started off, we set the kingpin inclination on the arms, and then we set the caster camber. So caster camber, I think that's at about, the best we could get out of it was 1.5. I want to say 1.5 to 2. It might have been 2. I can't quite remember now off the top of my head. We had to stop just because we were winding out a bit far, really. But so that's that all together. We had to do a bit of modifying to the arms, just put them under the press and compress them just a little bit. They had either sprung out a little bit or weren't quite bent enough to sit central up on these tops. So they're getting tight with the rose joint spaces. So we adjusted those, closed them up a little bit, hence the numbers on the side, what they had to close up by. To be honest, it was quite a lot. I think maybe this one was the most, I can't remember. 6.5 mil that one had to close to bring him to 237. Bottom arms are absolutely fine because they've got a bit of a bracing bar in them, so they were good. They don't quite run parallel, which is where our problems have been with setting up caster camber and kingpin inclination and stuff. So we've had to wind out more on that lower rose joint than we quite wanted, but it's still got more than half the rose joint is still within, so it is sort of safe and fine. Calipers are all back on, cores are on. Next job, now we've got all that set, we can start plumbing in the front brakes, which I've probably been saying every video and still haven't done. We also did a lot of measuring and believe we set the tracking half about, just off measuring each side and making them right. We had to cut a little bit off of one of the rod arms, I think it was this side, so increase the thread up them so we could nibble a little bit off, just because our front end is probably slightly narrower than an Escort, which is obviously what this rack is. But now that's sorted. And yeah, so what was it? Oh yeah, this side only had to close up 3.5 mil on the arm. Yeah, that's in. All the wiring's in, it all does work. That box over there is waiting to be welded in to where he's gonna live. I just haven't yet done that. The welder's not here currently is the main reason. What else? I've got to modify the where the wiper motor sits. Somehow I didn't notice when I fitted it, but he was right in the bonnet line. So when I fitted the bonnet to test him out, the bonnet sat on top of it. So that's no good. So I'm hoping I can flip him up underneath and run him underneath my little bracket I made. It'll sit him poking out into the wheel arch, but the wheel will never go that high, and if it did, then we've got other problems anyway, because it would be halfway through the wing. We've done a little bit more body work and stuff. We've got the first coat of paint on one door, so we're going for a nice shade of grey. I can't bother to get it out to show you properly. You'll have to wait and see when the car's actually a lot more painted. But yeah, nice grey with a black pinstripe, should look quite nice. And starting a bit of hammer writing on undersides of things, and then stuff will get stone chipped and all back in. Making a big start on that this week because it's a bit damp out here, as you can see by the floor, and every time we primer or anything, it literally starts rusting the next day, which painting stuff in a wet workshop is probably not ideal, but you got to make do with what you got. The first of my door handles are on. This is a practice door. This door's not actually staying on the car, so I didn't mind doing a bit of practice. So it's dead simple, this. So you can see the other side of the hinge there, well, not hinge, door latch. So just mounted straight off of that onto an upright bar. I really roughly cut some finger holes or finger shaped things. It turns out that's actually quite difficult. So he works quite simply, just with a bit of a pull. This is mainly because the standard handle sits here, and now when the door closes, the handle will actually be up against that roll bar there, and from the seats you you wouldn't be able to reach it in an emergency, or you wouldn't be able to quickly, easily reach it. So I thought sticking them up here makes it a lot quicker and a lot easier. So that should be a lot better. It should be. That's the goal anyway. Trying to think what else we've done since the last little update. Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, doesn't seem like much, but a lot has happened, honest. But yeah, cool. Do another update next month, and hopefully a bit more obvious changes. Hopefully the box will be back. That's due back early next week. Hopefully the bloke's almost finished it, and yeah, cool. Right, take it easy.